Soil management in the Douro demarcated region, steep slope viticulture. The sustainability of the wine sector in the Douro demarcated region faces several challenges, including climate change. Extreme meteorological phenomena are increasingly frequent, with heavy rainfall occurring in short periods of time, the occurrence of heat waves and long periods of drought that limit crop development and have an impact on production. These climatic phenomena are particularly aggravated in the context of steep slope viticulture. Tillage is a soil management practice that is still used by Douro wine growers. In the current climatic context and in steep slope vineyards, tillage leads to significant losses of this scarce resource, with impacts on its structure and water retention capacity. In addition, there are significant losses in the content of organic matter, nutrients, and soil biodiversity. The use of natural or seeded ground covers is a recommended practice in sustainable viticulture, as it reduces these negative impacts and promotes the provision of several ecosystem services. However, in regions with low annual rainfall, the fear of water competition creates several constraints on the adoption of this practice by wine growers. Therefore, in order to gather information that will allow a better understanding of the effects of the cover on the soil and the vine and to change soil management practices in the Douro region, UTAD, in close collaboration with Sogevinus and Advid, set up an experimental plot on the St. Louis estate. The aim of this trial is to assess the impact of different types of inter-row soil management, tillage, ground cover managed with a roller, and ground cover managed with a crusher, on the functional biodiversity of the soil and on the viticultural performance of a vineyard on this estate. Under the conditions of this trial, we found that the ground cover modalities, rolled and crushed, promoted more soil biodiversity, did not induce more water stress in the vines, and had no significant impact on grape production and quality parameters. In order to better understand the benefits of changing the soil management practice at the St. Louis farm, we spoke to engineer Marcio Nóbrega, head of viticulture at Sogevinus Fina Wines.
For us, keeping the vineyards permanently covered with vegetation is fundamental. This improves the transitability of machinery and people and reduces soil erosion through the loss of soil due to runoff, which is prevented by the existence of vegetation cover. It improves infiltration whenever we have heavy rainfall, and during the summer, it greatly reduces water loss through transpiration as it protects the soil from high levels of radiation. We also have an increase in the rate of organic matter, since all this vegetation will be decomposed at the end of the cycle, thus also improving the structure of the soil. It also makes it possible to increase the biodiversity of existing fauna and flora. Sowing of a vegetation cover in our vineyards does not entail high costs. We're talking about an operation that takes place on average every 10 years. We simply add the preparation of the soil for sowing, a slight tillage, the seed, and the sowing itself. The other part of cost management is routine and normal throughout the campaign.
These results contribute to a better understanding of the impacts of soil management practices, in order to select those that most favor a more sustainable viticulture.